Et je donne maintenant la parole au représentant du Pakistan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mr. President, in the Middle East, the prospects of peace unfortunately remain as elusive as they were when the General Assembly first considered the threat posed to international peace and security by developments in the region over 40 years ago. The Secretary General has also referred to this impasse in his report, noting that the situation in the Middle East remains a source of profound and intense concern, not only because of the political principles and issues at stake, but also because of the widespread human suffering caused by the failure to resolve those issues. The current debate is indeed another reminder of Israel's intransigence and its deliberate policy of thwarting every peace initiative. The reason for its attitude is simple. Israel persists in the mistaken belief that through its military preponderance, it can, in due course of time, transform into a faith accompany its gradual absorption of the Palestine and Arab territories, which it has, through massive abuse of force, continued to occupy illegally. We condemn, therefore, once again Israel's policy of expansion and annexation and its continued occupation of southern territories of Lebanon. Mr. President, the crux of the problem in the Middle East has been the denial of the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people, including their right of self-determination and statehood. Neither through 5 wars nor through its contemptuous dismissal of Palestinian rights has Israel been able to will away this problem, neither through the protracted use of force and terror, nor through its repeated attempts to liquidate the identity of Palestinian people has Israel succeeded in extinguishing the flame of freedom which, over 4 decades, the Palestinian people have kept alight through incalculable suffering and sacrifice. The Intifada in the occupied Palestinian territory since 9th December 1987 has demonstrated once again the determination of Palestinian people to be free and independent. As the Secretary General in his report on the work of organization contained in document A/44/1 has rightly pointed out, it is the political aspects of the problem which have to be addressed if an end is to be put to the confrontation that occur almost daily throughout the occupied territories. I would therefore remind all concerned of the urgent need for an effective negotiation process based on Security Council's Resolution 242 of 1967 and 338 of 1973, and taking fully into account the legitimate rights of Palestinian people, including that of self-determination and nationhood. The longer such a process is delayed, the greater will be the difficulties in initiating it and the more explosive the situation can become. Mr. President, far too long has Israel's autocracy has been allowed to run rampant in the Middle East. Israel's distorted vision of its destiny, buttressed but besieged mentality has engendered grave turmoil and turbulence in the Middle East and wrought havoc on its neighbors. It continues its occupation of southern Lebanon and Golan Heights. On the other hand, the Arab desire for a genuine peace has been made repeatedly manifest in the resolution adopted last year in Algiers by Palestine National Council. There is no longer room for prevarication. The PNC resolution is clear and unambiguous. It underlines the necessity of holding an effective international conference concerning the Middle East and its essence, the Palestinian cause. The conference will be held under the auspices of the United Nations with the participation of the permanent members of the United Nations Security Council and all parties to the struggle in the region, including the Palestine Liberation Organization, the sole and legitimate representative of the Palestine people, on an equal footing. The international conference will be convened on the basis of the United Nations Security General Resolution 242 and 338 and the assurance of the legitimate national rights of Palestinian people. First and foremost among those are their right of self-determination and the liberation of all Palestinian and Arab territories that Israel has occupied since 1967, including Jerusalem. Mr. President, no nation need condemn itself to a perpetual state of war. Israel has a choice between durable peace and an imperial security based on the instrument of war and coercion. The prospects of a just and lasting settlement in the Middle East still exist and can be resuscitated if Israel is willing to negotiate on the basis of the proposal for an international peace conference on the Middle East. The heads of the state or government of the non-aligned countries in September 1989 had reaffirmed their call for a settlement through comprehensive peace negotiations under UN auspices, while stressing the need for an early convening of the International Peace Conference on the Middle East. They had called upon the Security Council, while exerting effort to convene the International Peace Conference on the Middle East, inter alia, to consider and elaborate guarantees for security measures for all states in the region to be agreed upon by the conference. We believe that the members of the Security Council, particularly its permanent members, have a special responsibility in providing the necessary impetus for the convening of such an international conference. Mr. President, it is our conviction that the establishment of the state Palestine, which constitutes a glorious milestone in the inexorable march of the people of Palestine towards their cherished goal, will serve to strengthen process to peace in the Middle East. Mr. President, more than 40 years ago, the Palestinian people were brutally uprooted from their ancient homeland. All these years, the people of Pakistan have remained steadfast in their support for the just cause of the Palestinian people. I wish to take this opportunity to renew our pledge of solidarity with the Palestinian people in their struggle to regain their right of self-determination and independence, and with the Arab states in their efforts to resolve the Middle East conflict and to strengthen peace and stability in their region. There can be no durable peace in the Middle East until and unless justice is done to the Palestinian people and Israel withdraws fully from all occupied Arab territory. For 4 decades, the Palestinians have suffered a tragic life. They are entitled to a homeland of their own. We join all fair-minded nations in supporting their righteous cause. Thank you, Mr. President.
Je remercie le représentant du Pakistan et je donne maintenant la parole au représentant du Burkina Faso.